Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here back in the present. Look at that map. And yeah, let's talk to Kryle as the heavens burn. I mean, now we know that, what went on in the past. We got some new information. We know that Meteion is somewhere, they say, like at the end of the universe or something. Like, damn. So have you learned aught more of the final days? Oh, hell yeah, I did. Why don't they mention my outfit? Then the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time in the First, events here have taken a turn for the worse. The Scions are running themselves ragged, trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alisaie and Alphinaud have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they've visited, Locus Amonis is one of the worst affected. Bankret, Estinien and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating, still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Y'shtola and Master Matoya have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Hydaelyn in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You will also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortunato to the people of Ratzatan. Following their discussion, Virtua declared his support for the plan, and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the forum's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things get a little strange. Apparently the forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel, and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hainish refugees to the tower, Alphinaud, Alisaie, Estinien and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortunato. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, Lura. Please, you must help them. Sure. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was the first port of call, so you best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you had best take every possible precaution. Yeah. But seriously, all the rest was so unnecessary. Like, they could have just been like, oh, the final days are in Garlemald, go there, and I'm like, okay, bye. Like, literally, that's it. But let's go. Alrighty, so here we are. Let's see. Lura, another moment too soon. The skies over Garlemald are ablaze, but it's events on the ground. That concern me. I mean, yeah, could be better, I guess. As you will have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greetings short after we received word from our troops on the Mana Glaciers that the forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. Upon some cutscenes, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Let's go. Earlier on the Mana Glacies? I don't know.
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same doom we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste.
Have you tried not being sad?
Calm yourselves! Your panic is our greatest enemy.
True, true.
Come, we must build a line of defense.
Hey.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
Wait, do I have to play Alphinaud and like other people again? I got a feeling that might be the case.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Almost as if I knew.
I'll command the beast's attention. See to the
Right,
wounded.
Diagnosis? Oh.
Help is at
yeah,
hand.
squishy. I just have to heal him? What is this? Oh. Maybe I should read that stuff. Oh, I guess that's probably tags. Ah, okay.
Leave it to me.
Oh, whoops.
Those who can stand, come with me.
The other two are gonna turn too.
Easy now. Deep breaths. You're safe now.
We're safe now and got you.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself, boy.
Aww. I just gave you a shield, man. Whoop. Maybe I'm a healer main. Probably not. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, I'm not looking good. Whoa.
Hard, but not hard enough!
Yay. Are we done, please? Nice.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
Whoop whoop.
In time enough to be of aid. For once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better!
Do I have to play Euless
For
now?
Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
I have to play Alice. Oh man. Why? At least Red Mage I know kinda. I'd. I should say or even, but this doing anything like this. Isn't he a healer? Like Graha, gonna heal me? Oh wait, or is he a black mage? Ah, there we go. Thank you. Oh, freeze. Nice.
I'm fine.
My oh my, is that boring. A rain of meteor. Oh. Okay.
Not today.
Oh god. Alrighty, let's LB him. Nice.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
And I hate it that sometimes it just plays by itself, sometimes you have to press. It's like...
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alisaie. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion.
True.
But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
Hey, to the rescue. Damn, I confused myself with the outfit. I was like, an Estinien is coming. And I realized it's me. I'm back. Literally, I'm back. You've done well in my absence. This is precisely why you should never skip your squad regimen. Yes. Do your squads, people.
I can look after myself, you know.
Well, apparently not.
Everything's in order, I trust?
She literally just admitted that they need me and that they just need to support me and shit. So I don't have to do everything myself. And then once again she goes for this stupid stuff like, oh, I can do everything myself. And like, stop it.
Oh, a trio for the ages.
I hope not. I mean, with Graha I'm fine, but... I'm the one tanking here. Why are they almost goners? I mean, let's be real, I can probably tank that stuff. Yeah, easy.
Just the beginning.
Nice.
I had a feeling I'd find you here.
Hey, well, hello there.
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
Why are Alphinaud and Alisaie the ones that are so low? Alphinaud, you're gonna die.
Damn you!
I have to collect those. Oh, no, no, no. God, this is taking forever again.
Leave the healing to me.
Why do they have to stand so far away, you know?
I'm in your debt.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where were we?
Whoop whoop! We did it. Just tank everything. If you're a tank. Don't do it if you're like a healer. I don't think you're tanky enough, I'm sorry to break it to you. Movie time again. Let's get some popcorn.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to Old Sharlayan. Please.
Let's go.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Oh, he's helping us, or what? Did he hit his head?
Xenos! Here! You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship. Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That's his only reason of
That
living.
is and has ever been my sole concern.
Exactly, like, why is she bothered by it? Like, he doesn't care about all of this. He just wants to fight someone strong.
You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry.
So he's gonna help us until we can fight.
Your passion pales before mine. Yet neither hate nor despair seem sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about.
At least he's passionate about something, you know.
Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone.
Yeah, he still doesn't care.
Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians.
Does he really look like he cares? Like, come on, why are you giving him a speech? If he doesn't care, he doesn't care. Like, no one liked him
Murdered
anyways.
by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last.
Okay.
While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death.
Aight.
The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
Because fantasies.
For nothing in the end. So much wasted effort.
No.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
Yeah, right.
What?
That wouldn't change anything, right? Like, it would still piss him off the same way.
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Well...
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly.
Can't I
You'll
decide
be
that?
alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
To be honest, he doesn't seem like someone that needs people around. But I might be wrong.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, 'tis only meet that I explain myself to the Ilsabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
And that's something. See Sino standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. Okay. I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. Well, wasn't that a nice talk just now? Oh, man.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships are taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Sharlayan alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other I would doubt, but you I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait.
Yay.
Did you hear something just now?
Nope, just your ears. Oh, hello. Zombie rabbit? The hell? I'm also down for pudding though.
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
Relatable. What are they doing here?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night, and to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Etheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvellous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Oriange's inferior works no more.
Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Hydaelyn's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Oriange made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit.
Alright.
From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow, well met. You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Hydaelyn's right paw. That last bit is very important, as am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I, bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
The pudding. In the back.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
Good to have you back. May thy disciples banish the darkest of nights. I don't know, man. Can't we just move on? Like, now we beat those thingies, can't we just go?
For a time, at least.
To the moon.
Nevertheless, 'twas worth the journey to find present company well. Will thou
Let's
attend us
go
at the
for
forum
Meteor,
and
no?
lend thine own wisdom?
If we wanna still stop it. The pudding bunny.
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Ah, adorable. Wait, are we in Sharlayan? Yeah. I dare say Master Fortunato was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Hydaelyn's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much more to offer the forum. Might I suggest we return to the annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures if we are summoned to the rostra. Let's go. Alrighty, we're back in Sharlayan. I love that there is a whole lot of voice acting now. My voice can rest. Ah. Of course, as soon as I say it. Not that I'm complaining, Urianger, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor ID. In extolling the virtues of Epheres, I did inadvertently awaken in the Loporites a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Krall tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Hydaelyn's Alpus flower lead? Oh yeah, they don't even know I went to the past. And I met Hydaelyn. I'm Daniel. And Emmett Selk. That must be quite the shocker. Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. Wait, they're not even shocked that I went to the past? That I literally went through time travel? Okay. If it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nitana's fury. We're an entity through sheer force of emotion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river. Its power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Meteon. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Epheres. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Meteon. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon and we deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Venat, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Venat you met in Alpus are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Epheres, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon? No, she just had a plan B for us to go to the moon. Dev and I know would never give up. No, but Meteon is still out there. Yeah, she would never give up, probably, I guess. That's my impression too, otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit of her will, or provided clues such as the Alpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. What is the meaning of life? So what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Meteon. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. Well, we got Argos, and we got like spaceships and stuff. Then communing with Heidelin must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Batoya have any luck with your investigation into the Imperial Sea? Sadly not, though we enlisted the help of Endwalker and other eco-blessed allies. We couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Heidelin, even from within the anti-tower. Master Batoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Heidelin. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Imperial Sea, but built closer to home. Well, then maybe you should ask the Forum. Sorry to interrupt, we've just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Let's go. My father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Alright, let's go. And here we are with the Rostra steward. The forum is in session, and as such, the Rostra is closed to visitors. Yeah, but we got invited. A sign of the 7th dawn. Very well. You may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door, lest you forget the sacred constitution holds rational discourse in the highest. Implements of war are expressly forbidden. Aight. We have to wait here. Why do I walk through the whole thing to wait here? I mean, wasn't that literally the place where they have their meetings and stuff?
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the 7th Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han. The satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Nice.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only we had some good people that know how
If
to build
only
airships
in
and
that
stuff.
it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alphinaud.
At least someone is having a good time.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration.
Well, we have the ironworks, we literally have the guardians now, who are really good at building stuff, so, you know.
I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
What are we gonna do? Otherwise we're just gonna be like, well, I guess after the world is gone it'll just perish, you know? Like, screw them, we're not gonna help you.
71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fourcheneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Let's go. Let's check out the Ark. Maybe we should call people that actually know stuff about, you know, building airships and all that. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was admittedly thinking on my feet for the most part. But since we require both a means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Meteion, in the spur of the moment I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the Ark as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the ether burner. I'd like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it though. Well, how about we get some people here that are actually good at that stuff? Like, none of us, not a single one, is gonna be able to do that. We need Sid. Why are we not taking Sid with us? I think he's also interested in saving the world. But yeah, I guess we're gonna continue in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and bye bye!